This series may contain mild to moderate language such as swearing. This video also contains flashing images which may be inappropriate for those with photosensitive epilepsy.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Connor Cross, and to say that my life was ordinary would be a complete and total lie. I have been a practicing musician for the last 15 years and have experienced many different aspects of the art. There is a deep fascination around music and how it drives us. From the Monday morning soundtrack on the way to work, all the way through to the weekend where we make magical memories accompanied by live music, I would like to offer an insight into all of this. Come with me as we step into the groove. Hello and welcome to the 10 unwritten rules of music. Sit back, relax and take note as I guide you through 10 tips whilst also drinking coffee from my arse mug. I don't know if you can read that, but obviously that's a nice little blend between two very famous confectionery companies. Mars Flake. Number 1. Don't piss off your bass player. Whether it's a male bass player, whether it's a female bass player, don't piss them off. They could be your best friend or your worst enemy. If you want to be keeping that low end, that funk, that groove, that one thing that brings everything all together, you want to be on their good side, because if you're not, then they'll do everything in their power to make sure that you're shut down, you're shit, and they go on to the next band. So yeah, bear that in mind. Number 2. Playing the Harry Potter theme in King's Cross St Pancras station. We get it. You love Harry Potter. We get it. There's platform 9 3/4 at King's Cross. We get it as part of the film, and we see it for probably every single instalment of the franchise. But please, can we play something else? There's a million other things that you could be playing. I love Harry Potter. I'm sure there's people who don't love Harry Potter who have some kind of mutual respect for it, but let's shake it up a little bit, yeah? Number 3, delay. Find the balance. Reminiscent of a certain story. One delay was too much, one delay was too little, but the last one was just right. Remember, you don't need it all of the time. Number 4, don't plug your bass guitar into a standard guitar amp. If you're looking for an easy way to upgrade your amp, an excuse to upgrade to a new amp, then this is the route that you should take, because it will blow it in a matter of seconds. Minutes maybe, probably more like seconds, because those guitar amps cannot take bass frequencies. But if you like your guitar amp, especially if it's one that you've spent a lot of money on, don't fucking do it. Number 5, busking repertoire. Having planned material whilst out on a busk is essential for the listeners who are coming up and through wherever you've decided to pitch up. But at least half of your material that you plan to play that day has got to be Ed Sheeran, just to keep the stereotype going. Number 6, technobabble. So the musical language is very intricate between musicians, with words floating around such as intonation, scale, chord, quarter-inch jack lead, aux lead, fortissimo, crescendo, and the list goes on and on and on. But where it comes to someone who might not have studied music, where they might have a GCSE, an A-level, or a degree, that's no shame on them. They didn't choose to study it, and that is completely fine. But you might need to dumb down your terms if you're trying to explain it to someone like that. It's like trying to explain the offside rule to someone who isn't musically inclined. Number 7, writing music on drugs. Now, some less legal drugs can stimulate your musical side or your creative side. However, that being said, sometimes when you write something under the influence, the morning after that, you take a look back at it and you realise that it's just a pile of shit and that it genuinely sounds like something following through. Or maybe following through sounds better than what you actually created. Who knows? Woo! Number 8, overplaying. Now guitarists, this is mainly about you guys. We love that you are a grade 8 player. We love that you can play Cliffs of Dover at twice of the original speed. But for the love of Christ, please leave a bar or two for somebody else to join in, whether that be the keyboardist, whether a bassist decides to have a fucking slap solo, something like that. Just free up the stage, man, with the people that you're playing with. We all love a good solo, we all love a good riff, but sometimes there is such a thing as too much. Number 9, rehearse with your band or ensemble. Now, practice makes perfect, and I don't think there's such a thing as too much practice, especially where you can kind of come off the stage knowing that you've smashed it and feel good about it. However, if you don't rehearse with your band or ensemble, it is a one-way ticket to major trauma and therapy for the rest of your life as you're trying to forget just how bad everything sounded when it came together. And finally, number 10. Now, this is more of a serious one. Don't be afraid to open up. Now, some of the best songs in history have come from the heart, with emotional ties and different stories that are a reflection on whether it be their own personal lives or the life of someone that they knew or something they might have just seen that they created a song out of. But a big part of that is find the balance. The best thing to do is take your listener on a musical journey. So find the balance between the dark and the light, and take them on the journey. That's all I can say, is take them on the journey. And that brings us to the end of the 10 unwritten rules of music. If you can think of any unwritten rules that you want to put my way that would like to be featured in future episodes, drop me a comment, drop me a message, and they may get a feature. So, I'd like to turn your attention to the next part of this episode, which features Houseman over at Percy's Cafe and Bar in Whitchurch. Right then guys, I'm here with Houseman at Percy's Cafe and Bar in Whitchurch. I'd like to introduce you to the band. So first of all we have...
Hello, I'm Mike the drummer and the sort of vocalist on times.
A bit of everything. And we have...
Fozzie, I play bass and sing a bit.
And we have...
Paulie, guitar and vocals.
Lovely stuff, guys. Thank you for agreeing to do this interview with me about 20 minutes before the performance. So, how are you feeling about tonight's gig, guys? Starting with Mr. over here.
After doing the sound check, feeling really good. Yeah, really good. Sounding good. There's a good crowd in there, so we're looking good. Looking forward to it. Yeah, giving you some noise.
You got many supporters here tonight?
We've got lots of supporters, yes. The Oswestry crew have come in their masses. So, yeah, we've got lots of screaming will be happening. That's just for Paul.
I'll have to see if we can get some words off them as well. Yeah. And for you, Foz, what's your thoughts on tonight?
Yeah, excited. Hearing the sound on the stage. Get me pumped up for it.
Yeah. And for you, Paul?
Here! It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fucking cool.
Is that the Tourette's coming out?
No, it's a Shropshire thing. We did a gig once in the wilds of Shropshire, where we're from, and I was saying these two, it won't be that rural, it's just by where my parents live. I grew up on the side of a fucking mountain.
3 hours outside of a road.
Yeah, 3 hours outside the road, little festival, and I was going to these guys, it won't be that rural, it won't be that weird, it's not a bunch of hobbits, don't worry about it. And the sound engineer comes up and went, here, you need to set up. I'm like, okay, we're in the sticks, man.
And then he pissed off as well.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant stuff. What was I going to ask you guys? So, with regards to the material that you're playing tonight, have you got any new material that you've got in the works? Anything that you're kind of writing, working towards, anything like that?
We have, yeah, we've got lots and lots and lots and lots of songs. I mean, I've got lyrics for about 30 or 40 odd songs. Foz has got 7 new songs.
Made up about 7
Paul's
songs.
constantly chucking out riffs. He's got 40 odd songs going on.
Free songwriters, always working.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, it's kind of like the sort of like jam kind of way of things, isn't it? A bit like how you had like Bruce Foxton and Paul Weller kind of writing at the same time there.
There's a tribute act called From the Jam, and the bass player and the drummer are the original guys from the Jam. They just dress someone up as Paul Weller.
Shit, you're joking.
No, and I want you guys to promise me if I leave, you won't do that. You won't do like From Houseman.
Oh, hell no, we won't have another Paul.
No, no one needs another Paul.
No, we're cool with that.
Well, if you guys ever have a tribute, you could always be Flatman
Flatman
or Coach Houseman.
or House Lady. For a female.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Female.
Or maybe
Don't go there.
House
PC correct and go as Houseman from Germany, isn't it?
Yeah.
Change the spelling.
Well, it is all actually Houseman because I'm a single dad, Fozzie's a single dad, Mike's a house husband, so
Yeah, it's all good. Living the dream.
It's horrible being the drummer in 2025, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You can't copyright your drum tracks anymore, can
Not
you?
at all, no.
It's bollocks, mate. What was I going to say to you? So, with regards to equipment, setup, that sort of thing. So, starting with you, man. Have you got anything that you've brought tonight?
Yeah, I have brought. What have I got on me? I've actually gone for some Istanbul Zist cymbals, jumping away from a Sabians. So they're stupidly loud and cutting through. And I've also brought my Dixon snare as well, which is just stupidly loud. Yeah, you can't play that in a jazz band. Just no, it's too loud. Yeah.
Have you ever had any kind of experimentation with like sample pads, stuff like that, with your music?
I have, yeah. I used to play in a couple of tribute bands. You sort of need things like that. In this setup, we keep it as raw and simple as possible, really. Yeah. Simple's the wrong word, but yeah, we keep it raw and rough.
Simple's fine.
When I think of simple, I think of Mormon.
Yeah.
Simple people don't want complicated songs.
Absolutely. And what about you, Foz? Your equipment tonight, basses. I believe you said that you had some new basses to try out on the stage.
Yeah, I couldn't decide between the Spectre Dimension or the Hellraiser Schecter, so I bought both of them. I'm going to try them both tonight.
Yeah. Are they relatively new basses, are they?
Yeah, I've just bought them in the last couple of weeks, so I've set them up all nice, got my pedal through it, drop tuned them both, so yeah.
Meaty and beefy as fuck, basically, yeah.
Necks as well, so loads of sustain.
And then what about you, man?
I've got my PRS in standard-ish. We tuned down one step for standard. I've got my Shergold for the drop B stuff we do, and I've got a £2,000 Fender Stratocaster, which I use as a backup to the other two because the cheaper guitars play better.
Mate, that's a weird thing when you can say that the cheap guitar plays better than the more
PRS
expensive.
are fucking incredible. It's a 500 quid PRS, and it's one of the nicest guitars I've ever played.
That kind of like relates to the whole sort of thing of like, you know, whether it's like Gibson against Epiphone and like Fender against Squier, that kind of thing. I mean, to be fair, I'm more of a true believer in kind of Squier over Fender, but that's my own personal preference. Is there any other brands that you guys could think of that are a bit like that, where it's like you've got kind of like the knockoff, and then you got the more expensive, more royal kind of brand?
There's some great cheap guitars out there. I mean, you don't need to break the bank to get a really, really, really good guitar. It's what I tell all my guitar students. Just take it to a proper setup guy. And get it set up. Harley Benton do some fantastic guitars, but they're not set up when you buy them. So just take them, get them set up,
That
and they'll be brilliant.
Thunderbirds that I've got, Epiphone, and that's like
Was that
beast.
Thunderbirds or
Thunderbirds, yeah. Epiphone Thunderbirds. It's my Thunderbird.
And then what about you, Mike? Any kind of drums that you kind of say are along the same lines?
I mean, I've been fortunate enough to. My first drum kit was a Tama.
You
Superstar.
lucky bastard.
Helps having a dad who works for him.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I started off with Superstar, and as I've gone on, I've sort of find myself venturing to other kits. I mean, I was given a really cheap starter kit, and it sounds phenomenal. I've never heard a kit like it. Stripped the thing down, the shells were brilliant, did it all up, absolutely brilliant, and it cost me, what, 50 quid to do. It's fantastic. Again, I'm always the Tama of the DW guy, always have been. It's just what it is. I just can't get the DW thing going. But tonight I'm playing Athena's Revenge kit, which is a Premier Cabriet, brilliant sounding kit, and the Dixon Snare as well, which I picked out for Skip and rebuilt.
Really?
Yep. So yeah, it's brilliant.
Picks a lot of things out of skips.
Well, no,
As they say, reuse, recycle,
Yeah,
but
well,
that's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing.
no, where I used to work, it was came back from a shop with a slight sort of flaw in the finish. It was stripped down, just chucked in the skip. So, having that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. At the end of the day, if it's only going to go to waste, you might as well save it and get it to live a little bit longer. Do you know what I mean? What was I going to say to you guys? With regards to bands that you guys have played with, so whether that be people that you're supporting or people who have supported you, who's a mention that you would kind of put across for that question?
I think all three of us would definitely say the Raging Mabels. Yeah, those guys.
Good.
Really good guys, really good punk band.
Tight band.
Mark,
Mark,
the main
like
singer,
tight stuff.
plays a 4-string cigar box guitar, but through a really distorted setup.
But one of them's
Sounds
a chopping
fucking great.
board he made. Chopping
Yeah.
board with strings.
Chopping board?
Yeah, he plays the shit out of
I
it.
thought C6 Steve was odd enough with his bloody 3-string. Is it 3 strings he plays? I'm sure it's 3
isn't
strings.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
We're actually, I think they're going to be on the Workhouse Festival and Landed Festival as well, which we are this year in Mid Wales. So we're doing a world tour of Mid Wales.
Are they changing the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit before then?
Are they fuck?
If you live in Wrexham, they've decided to change all 52 roads, which are 20 back to 30s, but don't know when. Probably about 2050.
And no one sticks to the 20 anyway, and no one gets booked, so it's bollocks.
When you get to that bloody average speed check zone, you're like, shit, I actually have to stick to 50.
Average speed camera's got to do it.
You're from Telford, your driving experience is just roundabout after roundabout after roundabout after fucking roundabout.
How would you describe yourselves as a band in terms of like genre?
I suppose, because we do a mixture of rock, metal, folk occasionally with the acoustic stuff we do, let's go alternative. Just do that one. That covers all bases.
Hey, we have an alternative band.
Yeah, it's lazy. But no. A general sound is rock.
Okay, I have to. Bye bye, Queen. Love you.
I have two, they're under the stairs. They can wait till I get back.
Good thing he's cutting this bit off.
We ain't cutting this bit off.
They don't know where I live.
I think it's
Looks
a
pretty
Bengal
tight,
Indian tiger.
Looks a bit ill.
It's not in the best shape.
It looks like it's sat on something, to be honest.
It was when the nail was put in to keep him in place.
Right.
Absolutely.
We better go and play.
We
mate.
better go and play.
Yeah, absolutely.
We should really go and play.
Yeah. Just before you go, guys, one message you give to an aspiring artist or band?
Keep going. Do your own thing and don't listen to the critics, because everyone's a critic.
Absolutely. Fuzz?
Have fun.
Yeah.
Just have fun, man.
Never put it away wet.
I'm sure that everyone's going to take that advice very well. Right then, guys, good luck. I will see you on the stage.
Thank you, got it.
You're absolutely welcome. Give them a follow.
I'd like to dedicate this to the other two guys in the band who are fucking massive compared to me.